So what precautions have you had to start taking now that you've been aware that you have this disease?
So many, but I think the one and the most time consuming, I think the hardest one is education. First of all, I always thought that when you became a diabetic, it meant your pancreas didn't work. Like, your pancreas either works correctly or it doesn't work correctly. And as soon as I was diagnosed, I started to find out, I guess, that not only isn't true, but that isn't probably the state of affairs that I had as a diabetic. And I think I was introduced 2 weeks or so afterwards, and this was all from research. My doctor didn't tell me that. The nutritionist that they assigned me didn't tell me this. I learned that I was most likely, from all the symptoms, what they call insulin resistant. And insulin resistant isn't where the pancreas stops working. It's where the body's cells stop reacting to insulin, or reacting as well. They're not as efficiently responding to the insulin chemistry process that they should and normally do under normal conditions. And so, again, having come up with this disease in our family, I thought I knew enough about it to just start doing what I thought was the remedy. Come to find out, I knew nothing about how I got in this position, and it was not the model type the family had led me to believe through our history of it.
Okay.
So there was constant. If I wasn't going to go on medication, I had to find out how to try to trick the body, and back to reacting more normally chemistry to a more normal chemistry in the insulin glucose process. And it took me hours and hours and hours, all night long, most of the day, no sleep, constantly trying to, because I was afraid that if I didn't get a substantial reduction in my glucose numbers quickly, the doctor was going to put me on medication. As a matter of fact, he assigned medication for me, prescribed it, but I didn't take it. So I'm in a no-win situation. I either learn about it, figure it out, get it going, get it working, see some success, or have to go on medication. And I've heard once you get on medication, it's really, really hard to get off. It also changes the chemistry of your body, but that's more permanent, and I was not happy and willing to do that. So the precaution I would say that was the hardest. There were many precautions, and I'm sure throughout our interview we'll discuss some others. The one that was the hardest, and is still the hardest, and the one that is the most time-consuming and the most worrisome,